and I'm sitting here with a beautiful, gorgeous, and I must say I love her voice. Weza, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, it's beautiful to have you. And your voice, I am so in love with it. Many other people too.
I know, I used to hate my voice. I literally only started liking my voice when I started working on television, and people appreciated it because I hate it. I'm like, my voice is too deep. I hate it.
No, it's unique and beautiful.
Thank you.
Weza, take us back before you were this Weza with the brand. What made you want to get into this industry?
I landed into this industry by mistake, literally. I remember I was at the end of my varsity year, and my mother is a widow. She was having trouble paying for the school fees. So I just wanted to do something extra in which I could make money. I was studying marketing at the moment, and I remember going to a party and someone approached me saying, we'll have castings for Channel O soon. We want to do a show for Angola in Mozambique, for the rest of Africa to know Angola and Mozambique. So we need somebody that speaks English and Portuguese. Come to the casting. I gave them the number thinking, oh, I thought that is just somebody, that is a pickup line, it's not gonna happen. But then I received the message for the casting, went to the casting, took it as a joke because I really didn't know. It worked out perfectly. After a few callbacks, I got the job, and that is how I started in television. First, it was just, I have extra money to finish paying off my school. And then I fell in love with it, and I realized that I was good at it, and I kept getting more jobs, so I stayed in it.
Oh wow, so it's really was like a blessing.
It was.
You just fell into it. It wasn't like, oh, I need to move a step closer to get on TV or whatever the case might be.
It was a blessing.
Can you tell us about the journey at Channel O?
The journey at Channel O. It wasn't easy because it was great for the Angolan and Mozambican market because now they had somebody speaking their language and introducing the music to the rest of Africa. But what you have about the rest of Africa is that Angola was not that popular because we don't share the same language. So people assume that Angola and Mozambique, that we didn't share the same culture and customs and so forth. So immediately, because my show was in Portuguese and in English, and because I'm not from South Africa, I was already typecast as the foreigner. So you already find a little bit of a barrier because the TV industry is a very tight community. They're not so easy in allowing anybody new in, no matter if you're from South Africa or not. They just like protecting the ground and giving the same jobs to the same people, and then don't like expanding too much. So I entered already feeling those looks from a lot of people like, where does she think she's going?
But did that affect you in any way? How did you
Not. I took that as a challenge. The thing about me is that the moment that you stop me from doing something, that is just going to drive me to want it even harder. And I think that that is one of the reasons that I stayed in television, because I wanted to prove people wrong, number one, and I hate being discriminated against. So I took it as a personal fight to everyone that went through what I was going through and couldn't defend themselves. I'm not shy of using my words, and I'll tell you what I think. I don't care what you think about it. You're gonna listen. If you like it, okay. If you don't like it, you've heard me, and you will know. I'm not a pushover. I had a dad that was a command of police, tough guys. I grew up around guns and tough people. Nothing scares me. I'm used to voicing my opinions and saying what I think, so I'm not pushover. So I used that to drive me. Everyone, I had someone saying, you won't really last in this industry.
Oh, someone would really say that?
No, people would say this is like a 15 minutes of fame kind of thing. Just another pretty face, 1,000 other ones are gonna come after her. So that drove me to show people a different side.
So the industry can really be very ruthless.
Yes, it can, definitely. It can.
But how have you managed to move from one point to the other? You know, considering all these negativities that were happening, how did you say, okay, after Channel O, after this is what I'm gonna do next, this is my strategy to get the next job done?
Number one, I can't even take the credit, grace of God. Grace of God, number one. I'm a Christian. I pray a lot. My mother prays a lot, and I know that today I know that me being in the TV industry was not by mistake. There was a path that I needed to follow, and there's a purpose that I need to follow through, and today I can see that purpose more in a clearer way. And when it comes to strategy, the marketing, I have a degree in marketing business management, and I have always been great at the subject of marketing. So what I did is I took Weza Solange as the product, and that is how I turned myself into a brand. I knew that as a product, first introduce yourself into the market, then make sure that you stay relevant in the market, then make sure that you become indispensable, make sure that you have something that nobody else can get. And I just projected myself, number one, with very small things. In Channel O, I made sure that I always looked very good. And that started calling the attention.
I can agree with you.
Thank you. That started calling the attention of designers. That started calling the attention of ad agencies. Now Weza wasn't just a presenter. They wanted Weza to be a model. They wanted Weza to be their brand ambassador. I made sure that I would always be very well spoken, even with my accent. So now they saw Weza not just as a presenter. They saw Weza as a public speaker as well. Somebody that they would be proud to have endorsed their product. I made sure that I didn't get myself into drama and into bad press, because that's not me anyway, but I made sure that my brand stayed clean, so that if anyone had to go and Google me, there wouldn't be anything negative that would make them not exactly. And then I just started looking further. I'm like, okay, here's Channel O. What comes after Channel O? People already know me, but it's only a little bit. I want to be known more. Next step, it was Big Brother. Because then I knew that people would really be watching.
That's when I knew the real
That's when I knew that people would be watching. And Big Brother, I knew that as well. So I know the story that gets people at Big Brother. They want a person that cannot afford certain things, that came from extreme poverty and so forth. And I knew that I couldn't use that as my strategy, because people already knew Weza from Channel O. They sold those fabulous clothes and they thought they were mine. So I said, market yourself in a way that whatever brand approaches you, it will never be less than what you are. So put yourself in a certain platform that only the highest brand are gonna want to have you endorse them, come and speak at the events, come in, and do you understand? So that is what I did in Big Brother. It was a little bit of everything. In Big Brother, it was a strategy of me being your friend, your sister, your mom. I would say my views, I would fight. I was a normal person, but I was a woman. I wanted to show woman empowerment. I'm very passionate about that. Having beautiful, smart individuals, women specifically, in a continent where it's male dominated, in a world that is male dominated, just have women stand their ground without losing their femininity.
That's true. But was it your plans to enter Big Brother? Is it something you were like, oh yeah, there's Big Brother, there's a casting, maybe I should go?
No. Big Brother made me swallow. Fate, life made me swallow my words. Because I used to be one of those that would diss Big Brother and the people in it. And I thought that there were attention or horse. Sorry. Oh no! I really thought, oh my gosh, who does that? Who goes there? And then something happened in my season of Big Brother. The people that were chosen, one couldn't come, the other girl, there was a problem. So 2 weeks into the show, they didn't have an Angolan representative. They needed a celebrity and they needed just a normal person. They already knew Weza. If you think of an Angolan in South Africa that has to do with media, people always think of Weza. So they called me and they asked me to find friends that would enter Big Brother. Nobody had the guts to do it in such short notice. So then they're like,
3 months.
Exactly.
That is a long time.
Then they're like, why don't you do it? I'm like, no way, Weza Solange to Big Brother. No way.
That's not part of the plan.
That is not part of the plan. No. I'm a respectful young lady. I'm not. Whereas just do it. It's going to be great for your brand. And think of the millions of people that are going to be watching you. And the brand that you're trying to put out there, you have an open platform. Use it. It's only bad if you behave badly. When you know who you are, it will work in your favor. And it did.
That's really
it definitely did.
I should say I was really a big fan.
Oh wow, yay, thank you.
So tell us, after the Big Brother journey, how has that changed you as Weza before and after? What really changed, or rather worked for your good, or maybe not?
Wow, I mean, I came out of Big Brother, which had the highest ratings ever with over 40 million viewers. And it was crazy because a few people knew me before Big Brother because of Channel O, but it was mostly in Angola, Mozambique, a little bit in Nigeria and SA. But when I left, everyone knew Weza
was.
It was mind-blowing, not just in Africa. People were seeing it online in the States, in London. I came out finding males from all over the world. It was, I never knew that Big Brother could be that big. But then again, Big Brother will give you fame, which is very short-lived if you don't know how to utilize it. Yes. And that was the thing. It worked in my favor because more people knew me. That's for sure. Yeah. Even if they didn't know who I was about or what I was about, they've heard the name Weza from their friends, from their mothers, from somewhere. Yes. So that worked. But then again, your more legitimate brands and companies don't want to be associated with Big Brother because they still feel that Big Brother is a trashy show in which people are immoral, and when they think Big Brother, when they hear Big Brother, they imagine cursing, sex, drunken people, and everything that is wrong.
All the wrong things.
So it helped me, but it also hurt me because a lot of brands then were afraid to touch me. They kind of just wanted to see how the public reacted to me first. And some of them didn't even, the moment they heard Big Brother, they didn't even want to hear about it. But it worked in my favor because there was more good than bad. There's a lot of jobs that I got just because I was Weza. People didn't even know if I could do the job. And once I got there, I made sure that I would prove myself so that it would become a recurring thing. And not just in Africa. And that was the most beautiful thing. Me speaking with people from London and the States and Brazil, and they knew who I was. That was amazing. So I just took full opportunity of everything that came my way.
Yeah, and I like that because you said it's you know, Big Brother is more like the famous short-lived if you don't know how to maintain it. And you have managed to stay relevant in the industry for a very long time. How do you do that?
I don't know.
There should be something you're doing right.
No, I mean,
the fact that you are.
Oh, wow. Besides prayer, because I have my moments. I have moments when you see me out all the time. You see me in every event. You see me in every red carpet. And that is me staying relevant. That is me making sure that you don't forget that I'm still around. Even if I'm not in front of the cameras, I'm always doing something behind the scenes that people don't know about. Because if you go online, you'll see Weza the professional. You'll never see what's going on with my private life. You'll never see if I'm doing anything other than television, because I try to keep everything else that I'm doing under wraps. I feel like that is the secret for you maintaining something sustainable. Make sure that everyone does not know about it, because then you just gain more enemies and more people trying to bring you down and knowing what points to kind of go and push. So number one is definitely the grace of God, because sometimes I can go a whole year without being on television and my fan base will not diminish. And I think that it's just because I'm very active, number one, on social networks. I'm very active. Every time I go out, I am seen and I am heard. So even if you don't see me for 3 months, you will remember that one time, that conversation that I had with you, or that interview that I had with you, and it stays in people's minds. It's a constant reminder. So social networks have helped me a lot. Just for people to know, guys, I'm out there, I'm working right now. You may not see me at events because, again, I'm thinking like a marketer. I make sure that you see me and you love me and you love what I'm doing, and then I pull back. Because you need to miss Weza. You need to know what Weza is doing. I don't want to become a familiar face. I don't want to be just that face that every time you go out clubbing, you'll see. Do you understand? I get paid to do promotions. I get paid to do appearances. If you get to see me for free, who is going to pay me to be there? So that is just the business mind thinking about all of those aspects. I make sure that when I go to a certain place, I give my best for a short amount of time and then I'm out. Always leave them wanting more. And that is what I do.
Amazing. That's why you're still there. But what other challenges do you face in the industry? Look at you. You are so beautiful. And I must say, I had a couple of guy friends who would say, oh, Weza, that body, everything. Doesn't that affect you in any way? Maybe, you know, it's men and, you know, you want this job, and, you know, there are people who try to do things to get their way to the top. Whereas I know for you it's a different, you know, personality that you have. How do you balance things off? Do you come across such situations at all?
I come across situations like that all the time. I always say that if for every business proposal that I've sent out and for every idea that I've had, I think that out of 100%, only 30% get done, because the other 70%, there's a catch. And if I was I believe in my purpose. I believe that I was put on this earth to do something great, and I know that it's not on man. So I do not put my faith on man. It is not up to man to make me get where I'm supposed to get. Sure. It is up to God. And if God has declared that I'm going to be great, I am going to be great. I don't need shortcuts. It may take longer, but this process of it taking longer is teaching me, it's building me, it's building character. Do you understand? So yes, I've received proposals where, oh, we'll go with this project if you sleep with me. We'll go with this project if you do this little favor for me. And that is not how I want to get to the top. I cannot go out there and speak to young people and inspire them and tell them to stay in school and tell them to not sleep around. If I am doing that, I don't know how to be that much of a hypocrite. So yes, it is taking longer. I could have been a multi-billionaire by now if I had accepted every person that has offered millions to go and sleep with you, and it's not me. And I just thank God. I mean, my mother, she lost my dad very young, and she just instilled such values in me that I'm not in a rush. I think it's that certainty that I have in me that I'm going to make it. And if I try to take things into my own hands, I'll probably make it the wrong way around, or I'll be unhappy. Today I'm happy, I'm satisfied. Whether I have a lot or I have little, I have peace of spirit and peace of mind. And
it's really amazing. It's rare to find someone with that sort of, you know, let's say, spirit in them, where it's like, no, I'm gonna stay true to myself. No matter what, you know, I can do this and that. Not many would pick it up, but no, I'm gonna stay true to myself.
But I've been tempted. I am not Saint Teresa. I'm not gonna lie. There have been times that I have been tempted.
Do come. It's how you handle them.
Yeah, exactly. I have. There were times when I'm like, there is minus 10 in my bank account.
and put a million 6 zeros.
I would have a 6 million figure. How hard is it? Weza, can you do it? Just think about it. No, serious. I'm just being very honest. Temptations are there. And I don't want people to think that it's easy. It is not easy. But that is how you become proud of yourself. By knowing that, you know what, it would have been so easy for me to do this. Nobody would suspect because it's Weza. They would just think I got an endorsement deal. Or what. I mean, you have the devil speaking to you and giving you all these little ideas of how you can cheat your way around things. But no,
that's not the way.
Weza.
I mean, what do you say? There are people watching for sure. Some who are just big fans. They look up to you as a role model, and they want to get into the same space. What advice would you give them
to get into the entertainment industry? Find yourself first. I say find yourself. You know, in the beginning, when I entered in my channel days, I didn't know myself yet. So I would go in whatever direction the wind would blow. So people try to change me a lot of times. People try to change my accent. People try to change the way I spoke. They wanted me to be the next so-and-so. And I tried all those things. You know, there are times that I would dress a certain way or speak a certain way because that person thought that is how I look better or how I would do better. And yes, it was a growing process, but I wish I had known who I was back then. I wouldn't have spent so much time trying to please everyone, because the truth is that you're never going to be able to please everyone.
That's true.
And I would rather piece off the whole world and be at peace with myself than please everyone and go home feeling so upset, because that is not who I am. So before entering this industry, know who you are, and know that overnight success usually very short-lived, and it comes with a lot of strings attached. Be willing to work for it. Nothing beats experience.
That's very true. Do you sometimes get negative comments from people?
All the time. People, I think especially once I entered into what I like calling my spiritual journey, when I found God and I put God first in front of everything, and people would be upset because, oh, she's trying to sound, oh, holier than thou, number one. Oh, she is Mimisi goody two shoes and knows it all. I mean, I know that African men get very upset at me because I'm used to answering you, and I don't know how to bow down to men.
Oh, yes.
I don't know how to exactly how to swallow my words in an occasion when people are wrong. I mean, I keep on picking on petals that are not mine, and I get into trouble, for it. And you know what? I feel like people that are haters, like they like calling them, they either envy you or they want to be you. True. So it's that thing that you have that young lady that wishes she had just been stronger, but she wasn't, and then she sees somebody that was, and that pisses her off, so she doesn't know how to deal with that, so it turns into negativity. And believe me, you will think that they will always find things to pick at. Oh, we don't like your English. We don't like your teeth. We don't like your legs. We don't like. You have the superficial things, and then there are people that, oh no, you know what? She smiles all the time. She must be fake. No one is happy all the time. Do you understand? Yes. They will always look for something to pick at. Yeah. And it used to get to me. I remember on social networks like Twitter, I would have 1,000 comments complimenting me, but three comments saying something negative would get to me. I'm like, why? You have all these people that appreciate you, and you're letting the 3 people that have nothing to do with their lives get to you and affect you. So you learn to brush it off. Once you know yourself well enough, you brush it off. And for anybody wanting to enter this industry, is know yourself, work for it. There is work. Pay your dues. I've paid my dues. I started there. I would do every gig that they would send my way for me to be seen and for me to get paid and for me to network, and I build myself up. A lot of people are getting to know me now as a brand, and they think that it came that easy. It did not. There were nights of crying. There were days of not having money to pay for my bills, pressure from my family going like, what are you doing there? You have businesses that you could have come and run over here. You are companies. My brothers, I think they only stopped last year, still told me to send my CV, because for them this was still a hobby. Send your CV, come and do a real job. So there are pressures from the public, there are pressures from the family, there are pressures from yourself, and you need to find a way of just balancing.
And you are managing very well.
Now I am.
Weza, thank you so much for joining us. It was such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much.
And viewers, that was the beautiful Weza, and thank you for watching.